Welcome back to Southwest Trail Hunter. I'm Josh, your trail chasing guide, bringing you to the unexplored areas in the American Southwest. Today, we are in Gleeson, Arizona. This unassuming dirt road behind me is Ghost Town Trail. I haven't been down here yet, so I don't know what we're going to find, but why don't you come along with me and let's go explore something new.
To get here, I started in Tombstone and followed Gleeson Road east until I got to the little town of Gleeson. Don't blink, because you're going to miss it. Ghost Town Trail is just past the town. Then I followed the trail north to Pearce. If you're coming from I-10, you can take 191 south and do this trail in reverse. From one end to the other, it took me about 30 minutes. Now, this really isn't an off-road trail per se. It's just an old washboarded dirt road. And there are several signs on the way that classify it as a primitive road. As I previously said, I was out here looking for a different trail anyways, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity to swing out here and go see a ghost town. Something I want you to keep in mind. When most people think of a ghost town, they think of something like the ghost town of Mogollon. If you follow my channel for a while, you'll know that I traveled through there about 3 years ago. Without going too deep in the history of Mogollon, it was a silver and gold mining town in the late 1800s, and eventually, the mines dried up and the people moved on. So it's a ghost town because all the buildings are empty, but there have been preservation efforts to keep it as a historical landmark. So there is some general upkeep to Mogollon. Most ghost towns in the US are not preserved, and therefore they're left to the elements and have slowly deteriorated. So unless you're going to a preserved ghost town, don't expect too much. While we're on the subject of Mogollon, Seed Enterprises 9440 commented on my Snow Lake video helping me pronounce Mogollon correctly. So, Seed Enterprises 9440, thank you for your comment. I do read your guys' comments, and I appreciate any input you might have. By all means, I'm only human, and I can use as much help as I can get. So, if you have any questions, corrections, or anything to add to this video, leave a comment below. Now back to the trail. Dirt road. This is the ghost town of Gleeson, once known as the town of Turquoise, and it was a mining town in the late 1800s. It got its first post office in 1890 and officially became a town. They mined copper, lead, silver, and turquoise in the area. In 1900, when gold was found in Pearce, about 10 miles north, the town was abandoned in search for the gold. Eventually mining came back, and there's still evidence of the mine out here. Out to the west, you'll see a big old pile of dirt from all the mining activity. And as you drive out here, you can't help but notice all the old mining trails leading up into the mountains that were just beckoning me to go and explore. But more on that in a bit. As you're driving, make sure to keep your eyes peeled, because the buildings, or what's left of them, blend in with the desert, and if you're not paying attention, you'll breeze right past them. And about 15 minutes from where I started, we get to the main attraction. Out in the middle of the desert, 10 miles from the closest town, are the ruins of 4 abandoned buildings that made up the town of Turquoise. The furthest one is an old jail, and presumably one of these is the post office. All that is left are the crumbling ruins of a small mining operation. The evidence of a bygone time to be lost in the pages of history, a short-lived life during a time of discovery and the search for prosperity. This is the entrance to all the trails that wind through the hills out to the west, and I was real tempted to go explore, but I noticed a few things that made me reconsider. The first was that there's evidence there used to be a gate here, and the second, more importantly, up the road about 100 yards was a private property sign posted to a telephone pole. So as much as I wanted to go drive those trails and make this a real off-road video, I'm glad I didn't. If a property owner makes the effort to let others know to keep off their land, I respect that. That being said, if you are a property owner, place your signs where people can actually see them. A hidden sign isn't doing anybody any good. The jail is about a quarter mile down the road and around the corner. Over the years, it's been vandalized by children with spray paint, but it is the most complete structure out here. And that, my friends, is the ghost town of Turquoise. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you been out here? Is it something you want to see for yourself? If so, as always, there's a link to the map in the description. If you do come out here, snap a picture of you and your rig in front of the jail, post it to social and tag the channel in it. All my info is in the description. Now, if you keep following the trail north, it's a relatively straight, flat, primitive road all the way to Old Pearce. And there are other interesting Old West sites to see out there. So you can make a day out of it and go tour the area. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the trails.